Hello and welcome back to another episode of DUNES, this series where I build my dungeon crawling deck building game. And in the last episode we built the entirety of level 1, the sandy tombs, which of course means today we have to work on level 2. So to do this, we are going to have to go to the end of the tombs here, all the way in this room, which is the entrance to level 2. Once you find a key, you'll throw it in here, and then the door will open. So the theme for level 2 is going to be an abandoned mine shaft. Now this mine shaft is a lot lower down in the ground, so we are going to be dealing with more of a sedimentary rock. So there'll be many layers of rock piled on top of each other. It won't just be like sand like all of this is. And of course we're gonna have signs of past life down there, with many different fun and interesting rooms to go through. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. Alright, and here we are, the entrance to level 2. So, like I said, this place is supposed to be an abandoned mine shaft, so you can see the wooden support structures, and these arrows either lead left or right. This whole starter room is kind of like a big circle. There's a little peeky window or a jump boost path. So off the start we take a right, and here's where they're storing all the materials. We have iron, emerald, gold, redstone, amethyst, diamond, all that fun stuff, with the pipes going everywhere, and then maybe a barrel that has some spillage, and then the LED kind of like bar lights that you see in some places. Going down here we have a more lush and more colorful part of the dungeon, I'd say. I almost want to put in some like leaves or like hanging vines vines and leaves and stuff in here, I think it'd go very well. Here, this is a cool detail I like. You can peek through here. You can't actually get through here, but you can just like peek and see. And obviously down here is very interesting because there's like stepping stones. Now this doesn't really mean much at the moment, but say you're at max clank or something and you eventually you have to go through here, it forces you this way. And when all of these stepping stones go down, because these are going to be attached to hazard, these towers are also connected to hazard, and once they activate, the wall will drop down and a guardian will be exposed, so they have eyesight on you at all times and they will be basically lasering you to death, which is why the less stepstones there are here, the more difficult it is to get through here. This is like kind of like a high variable place, because you could either have no guardians or no steps, or you could have both. There's a lot of knobs to turn here. Anytime you come through here, it'll be a different level of dangerous, which I kind of like. Now going out through here, I love this spot. This is kind of like a nice little outlook on one of my favorite areas of level 2, which we'll get to right now. And here we are, the crystal caves. Oh, and of course, before I actually start talking about that, this staircase will, if triggered by hazard, go down, so you won't be able to get back up here because this is like an easy way home. But if this goes down, then you have to take the really dangerous path. Going back to this, we have a river in the middle flowing all the way down to there, which will also contain a guardian that will constantly shoot at you. But obviously most of this is pretty much decoration, except for these are also drop down stairs. It forces you to swim up through this water, which takes a lot more time, and there might be a ravager that could just easily run and all over this and not have a problem. And we have a little drill truck showing like, hey, maybe this drilled through this entire cave here, kind of giving some lore to the place. And at the end over here, we have an egg. What kind of egg to what creature? I don't know. But moving on, we have, it's made out of redstone, but it's really meant to be ruby. I got the glass happening, and just trust in the process. Another jump boost path over here that leads to some back caves. Now going down through here, we have more mining spots. This is an iron one. There's like a desk here with a pickaxe and a lantern, and then this is kind of just like a way to step up and look through this window here, which grants like a view of probably the biggest area in this entire dungeon, other than maybe level 3. And here we have a gold room, and there's a giant chunk of gold here. I like the lighting of this room, just this center point, the light only coming off of this and just lighting up the room it's great. I love it. And then finally, here we go. The catacombs are this way, and we have a very dangerous parkour situation. There's soul sand here. You gotta do this. As I was saying, you gotta jump. Oh my god, and jump. And then you're here. But you might be thinking, oh, that's like an easy parkour course. How is this challenging? Or what's unique about it? Well, to start off with, if the hazard here never triggers, you can just walk along this edge. But once hazard triggers, these will pull back and you have to take the parkour. And this is another one of those areas that vary in difficulty, because there's going to be skeletons in the wall that get pushed up. They start shooting at the player as they're trying to make these jumps, and it's slow. Here you have to actually manually jump. You don't just bump up, because soul sand is less than a block tall. Say all of these are active and you have 3 skeletons shooting at you at the same time, and they hit you down with spikes. That's basically the danger of this area. But going down into here, this is our coal mine. Not really much to say. This is probably just going to be a place where you can get maybe 1 or 2 relics or something. Same with this room here. It's just more places for relic spots. And then finally we enter the catacomb. Very much soul sandy, the skulls everywhere, and this is the most dangerous area in level 2, because the skeletons will get up and shoot at you, especially through here. You're all slow, and there's like 5 skeletons that can shoot at you at the same time while you're slowed. And this is another jump boost reward in here though. Alright, last but not least, the biggest room on either level 2 or the entire dungeon. And here we are, a little mine cart on the rails. This area has some significance with one of the cards, but that'll be revealed at a future date. Now this is another kind of difficult parkour 4, and it could be made more difficult with this trapdoor just flipping down. If you manage to fall in the water, there will be an Elder Guardian this time, and Elder Guardians do so much damage, so you kind of have to like swim through here and get blasted maybe once. I don't think you can survive 2. But if you do survive, you can make it out here and get out. And then obviously, this is the entrance to a level 3, which I will not be building in the next episode because I have been building way too much this past 2 weeks. So I want to take a break and prep for level 3 and 4 because I actually have to dig out a large area for them because I don't have enough space between the ground and level 2. Level 2 is just like 3 blocks away from the ground floor. So we're gonna have to do some excavating in the next episode. So join me next week where I will be digging out a large area for levels 3 and 4. And I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.